Pokemon Ultimate Adventures by Mikazuki. Location: Green Forest Clearing. Bonsai! Ash shouted and jumped off the Quicksilver. Man, that guy can run fast! Ash thought to himself. He couldn't see him anywhere. Right now, Ash was having a strange feeling. It was his Pokemon trainer instincts kicking in. It was warning him of danger. Wah! Ash ducked as a bunch of projectiles flew through the air, barely missing his head. He sweat dropped. What the... he said, looking at the projectiles embedded in a tree. They looked like darts, but they were made of ice? Looking around, Ash could sense danger, but he couldn't tell from where. Whoever had attacked had masked his presence flawlessly, making no sound whatsoever. So, you finally arrived! A cold wind blew, and a figure jumped out of nowhere. Standing atop the trees, a ninja clad in dark blue. I am anti-Arctic. What? Ash looked around. A huge figure was emerging from the dense woods, pushing aside trees with ease. For a second, it looked like a Machamp was doing all this, but then Ash saw that he was a human. What the? He gasped, seeing the figure fully. A giant blonde-haired soldier. Lieutenant Surge? He saw the man who resembled the gym leader he had fought so long ago. Ha ha ha! Wrong! I see you've met my cousin! The giant laughed. This man did share similarities to the gym leader, but there were some clear differences. His body was full of scars, and the muscles of his arms were many times larger than Surge's. This wasn't a man who spent his days battling with a Pokemon, but a wilder, dangerous one who fought with his own two hands. My name is G.I. Jolt! Scared already, Ketchum? The next fiend swooped down from the air and levitated above the ground, crossing his arms. What's the matter? Never seen a man fly before? He laughed, looking at the expression on Ash's face. Nothing's impossible for a super psychic like me. The name's Twin Dreamer. Huh? Ash turned around and looked behind him. Another one? No need for fancy intros. It was a small man, holding a scythe and dressed completely in black. He was deathly pale and very thin. Goth, just call me that. Just how many fiends are there? Ash exclaimed. Up till now, you have been a great thorn in our side. The last fiend stood atop a tree. He was dressed in a white gi and wearing two swords, one hanging from his side, the other from his back. His hair was black and spiky, and at the back of his head, it was tied into a ponytail. He slowly approached Ash. Challenging my team was your first mistake. Facing me will be your last. I am the leader of the Super Fiends. I am Skyrender. Ash glared up at Skyrender. So you're the leader, Ash spoke, not taking his eyes off him for a second. Ash's instincts were warning him about everyone here. The way they acted, the way they moved, he could sense they were all extremely powerful. But this man, the leader, he was on a different level altogether. That is correct, Skyrender nodded slightly. There is one more member whom you haven't seen before, but he is currently unavailable. I'm putting him on defensive. He will keep your friends from coming to your help. He glared down at Ash. You're alone now, Ketchum. Prepare yourself! Ash growled. In every direction was a powerful super fiend, and Skyrender jumped down from the tree and stood ready for battle. Meanwhile, hurry! He was running this way! We have to catch up! Misty sprinted as fast as she could, trying to catch up. Yeah, we mustn't waste time! Brock ran as fast as he could. He didn't know just how everyone else could sprint non-stop without tiring out. Why do they always have to do this? Running off to a fight in some remote location, so remote that the fight ends the second I arrive. Then I guess you won't have to worry about missing anything, a voice called. The ground exploded, and someone stepped out. The reason I'm not fighting Ketchum right now is because my one and only leader sent me here to keep you guys from interfering. Clef's my name, And if you want to see your friend, you gotta get past me! What? Brock exclaimed, but Misty was shocked for a different reason. Ash? He's there by himself, fighting all the fiends at once? I have to help! She dashed forwards. Cleft punched into the earth and created a large crevice in the ground, stopping her. I told you, I will not let you pass. Nothing is gonna stop me from helping Ash! Not you, not anybody! Misty swung her mallet at Cleft's face, but Cleft tilted his head back, out of the reach of the heavy wooden hammer. We're fighting a super fiend, but we'll have to do this without Ash! I'm gonna have to be careful! Everybody, go! You think you actually stand a chance? A voice called. Everybody turned around to see who it was. There, sitting up on the tree branch, his head leaning relaxed against his arms. Hey, Cleft! It'll be way too unfair if we both fight at once. Can I count on you to take care of them? You kidding? You're just Pokemon trainers. I could do this in my sleep. Cleft laughed and took up a fighting stance. Brock and Misty growled. These two fiends were so sure of themselves. They weren't gonna get away with this. This is bad, Ebby growled as he ran to the scene, seeing the two faced with Cleft. Misty! No eyes! He shouted. The two turned to him. Don't go rushing into him! This fiend's arrogance isn't because he's overconfident, it's because it's the truth! He shouted. Among fighters, this group stands at the top of the world! Even Pokemon Masters don't amount to anything when faced with these criminals! That may be, Misty spoke, but that doesn't matter to us! We'll fight with everything we've got! Location: Ash's battle. Ash was thrown back when Skyrender swung the wooden sword. Though he had blocked it using the Quicksilver, the hit was strong enough to send him flying. I expected a lot more from the one who beat AAMRN, Skyrender spoke in a calm voice. And believe me, I'm holding back. I'm holding back a lot. You think I'm so weak you have to handicap yourself? I'll show you! Everybody, go! Ash threw his Pokeballs, releasing Snorlax, Tauros, Totodile, Bayleaf, and Cyndaquil, while Pikachu stood ready. Mega Punch! Takedown! Crunch! Vine Whip! Flamethrower! Thunder! He shouted, pointing at Skyrender. Not so fast! As Tauros charged forwards, G.I. Jolt stepped forwards and grabbed him by the horns. He roared, pulling Tauros down and slamming him to the ground. He spun around and grabbed Snorlax by the wrist, stopping his Mega Punch. Nice power. Let me show you mine! He shouted, smashing Snorlax in the stomach with his fist. That one blow was strong enough to make Snorlax fall to his knees, writhing in pain. Twin Dream! Twin Dreamer fired a gigantic spiraling beam of psychic energy. Cyndaquil screamed as the Twin Dream attack crashed through the flames and hit him hard, sending him flying. As Totodile pounced forwards, Goth jumped into the battlefield, raising his scythe in defense, so Totodile bit into the metal blade. Is that all? Goth swung the blade with all his strength, with Totodile hanging on the end. Totodile screamed as Goth slammed him right through a tree. Totodile's jaws let go of the scythe as he hit the ground and blacked out. How can you even think of fighting Skyrender? Anti-Arctic appeared in front of Bayleaf and caught its vines with his icy hands. If you can't even get through me! He pulled with all his strength, and Bayleaf came flying forwards. Ha! Anti-Arctic flipped through the air towards the grass Pokemon. Bay! Bayleaf trembled. Leaf! Its legs gave way, and it collapsed to the ground, its body shivering and encrusted with frost. That cold cuts right to the bone. Wouldn't you agree? What? Ash exclaimed. How was this possible? In less than a second, all his Pokemon were taken out by these fiends, and they weren't even using Pokemon. How could any humans be so strong?